Kiwi.
The Radio Wemo Breakfast.
Jeff Dudas from underwatertimes.com.
Yeah, we're heading off to Miami now. Jeff Dudas standing by. G'day there, Jeff.
Hey, how you doing, Wemo?
Very good, thanks. Of course, we're talking stories from the oceans and rivers and lakes all around the world. In fact, we've got a story about a surfer and also historic animals on the way. But first up, a large shark, Jeff.
And it's sort of a question of who caught who. An angler was out, and this is off the Texas coast, was out fishing for redfish, and evidently he was chopping up the guts and cleaning the fish and throwing them overboard and doing this for a little bit, and he heard this big splash. He turned around. This giant shark, it's a Mako Shark, an 8-foot, 375-pound Mako Shark, jumps out of the water, lands in the back of his boat.
Oh, no.
And starts thrashing around. And I don't know if you're familiar with Mako sharks, but they have they're very toothy sharks. They have very sharp teeth, and they're very energetic. They can go up to, I think, up to 40 miles per hour in the water. And so when one of these sharks starts, flailing around, you basically get out of the way. And they didn't have a permit to catch the shark, and so they were trying to, they wanted to push it back. They couldn't really do it, so the shark ended up dying.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So,
yeah.
Kind of a sad story, but made big news. It's a crazy to have a shark that big just sort of jump in your boat.
So it would have been just doing what it does, jumps out of the water occasionally, and it just so happened that to be unlucky enough to jump into a boat.
Right. These sharks, Makos, are known to breach. They're one of the sharks that you'll occasionally see jump out of the water. So evidently it was attracted to all these guts, just came up and landed right in a boat.
Yeah. Well, you certainly wouldn't want to be the one to wrestle it back into the sea, would you?
No, stay away from Mako sharks and such, yes.
Yeah. All right, on to that, to surfing, an astonishing surf ride.
Two world records here. This guy from Panama, Gary Saavedra, set a world record for both distance and time. He surfed a wave for 3 hours, 55 minutes, 2 seconds, for a distance of 41.3 miles.
Wow!
This is through the Panama Canal. He was heading east. He was behind a surfboarding boat, and I guess that boat was making a wake, and he surfed this wake nonstop. Incredible distance. He said he wanted to go farther, but he cramped up, and his legs cramped up, I guess, just sort of sitting on the board for that long. And evidently the weather wasn't that good, and of course it's the Panama Canal, so there's other ships going by.
Yeah.
So, incredible feat. The guy was exhausted afterwards, but he said he almost fell over 8 times during this. So the old record was actually just 1 hour and 6 minutes. So he smashed that. There wasn't a record for the longest distance. So. Guy's pretty famous right now.
So, would he have been holding, I don't know what you call it, a rope from the back of the boat, or?
No, he was actually surfing. So, there was a boat going in front of him making a wake, and he was just surfing the wake on this boat, and so he had to stay on the wake and sort of not get, fall off or get to the side of the wake. So he was actually sort of riding the curl from the back of a boat, unaided with a rope or such.
Oh, well, good on him, I suppose. Well, finally, a story from here in New Zealand, actually.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard about this. Time magazine has named history's 10 most heroic animals, and Moco the dolphin made the list. And, of course, Moco, his travails were covered in Underwater Times over the years. But his citation for this said he did successfully what humans could not do, which was seem to communicate with 2 other whales that were stranding, and he got them, evidently directed them out of the way and got them back into deeper water. And so that's what the citation from Time magazine said.
It's funny, a concept of a list of heroic animals. I suppose I guess he's up there with some pretty good ones, not just fish.
Well, yeah, that's sort of the question is, what were the standards and such? Have they lowered the standards? And thankfully not. I do have the list. Magic, the miniature mare, was named. Japanese rescue dog, Simon the cat, Tracker the dog, Scarlet the cat, Jeremy the pigeon, Stubby the dog, and perhaps most famous, Bucephalus the horse, who was Alexander the Great's horse, and Togo's sled dog.
Oh, there you go. Heroic animals.
There it is. And you can go to Time Magazine, or of course you'd want to go to Underwater Times.
Exactly.
To read more, but...
And that was about to be my next point, Jeff. Those stories and more you can find up at underwatertimes.com, and we'll talk to you in 2 weeks. Thanks very much.
Hey, thanks for having me.
It's 23 minutes.